What are we looking for?
Your emerald ring, Mrs. Ainsley. It's gone. I've looked everywhere.
Oh, don't be silly. How could it be? Why, I wore it just the other evening. I could have dropped it somewhere.
I've been over every inch of this room on
my hands and knees. Oh, well, I suppose we better call the police.
Yes, Mrs. Ainsley.
Well, what are you crying about? It's my ring.
The police will suspect me immediately, madam. And when you tell them I've only been with you 3 weeks, they'll be sure I've taken it.
Oh, that's silly. How do I know you didn't take it?
Would I have been the one to tell you that it was missing, madam?
Maybe. Would have been very clever of you.
I'm afraid I'm not that clever, madam. But I'll call the police if you wish me to, naturally.
Oh, no, never mind, I guess.
Thank you, Mrs. Ainsley.
I must have left it somewhere, I suppose. It's disgusting. I like that ring. Oh, shut up.
Madam, please don't make fun of me. But I think I know where you can get it back.
Back from where?
Wherever it is. I used to work for a lady on East 75th Street, and she lost a pearl necklace.
Really?
Yes. Oh, but we got it back. And of all places, nobody would ever think of looking there. We wouldn't either if it hadn't been for this Madam, Lovia or Zovia. What was her name?
What are you maundering about?
This fortune teller. She told us where to look. We got it back. The dog had taken it.
Well, I haven't got a dog. A fortune teller. She really good? I thought all those people had vanished. Oh, Foster, hand me the phone book, will you?
Yes, Mrs. Ainsley.
What was the woman's name?
I can't just remember. I think it begins with Z.
Z?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. U-V-W-X-Y-Z. X?
No, Z.
Oh, Z.
She's a spirit medium, too, madam. Perhaps if you should wish it, she could bring you in contact with your late departed husband.
Heaven forbid. Zala, Zana, Zenobia. Madam Zenobia, character readings. Is that the name?
Yes, that's right.
Oh, stop fidgeting. What's it look like?
It's a large emerald with 2 diamonds on each side. And it's in the drain pipe in the washstand in her bathroom. And listen, Sugarfoot, I'll know what she pays you, so don't try to hold out on me.
Why, Foster, haven't I always split with you 50-50?
You know I'd holler my head off if you didn't.
This is very good soup. Is there any more?
No, there isn't.
Then I gotta go. See you later. Goodbye, Miss Foster.
Bye.
So long, Novi.
Bye, Dusty.
Where you got him working now?
In a government office. That's where all the spending money is these days. He's just laying back, keeping his ears open.
He can fool with the government if he wants to. I'll stick to ladies' bathrooms.
Customer. Probably some dame weighing a ton wondering why her husband's playing around with a size 14.
See you later.
Okay. Good afternoon.
Hello. What's his name with the hands?
Kuan Yin.
I've been running into him all over town.
I wouldn't be surprised. You wish to consult me?
Your sign says you know what my future is.
That's right.
Then I certainly wish to consult you.
Come inside, won't you?
Wait a minute. How much do you charge?
Whatever you consider it's worth.
Well, when you get to 38 cents worth, stop. You see, that's all I have.
Well, maybe it's bargain day. Come in. Sit here, dear.
Oh,
Agnus, Ovis, Vitulus, Aries.
well, you don't have to do all that for me, not at these prices.
Are you trying to tell me my business?
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead with whatever you were doing.
All right. Mons, Pons, Janua. A man has been unkind to you. I can see him turning you down.
Do you only see one?
Why?
Because there were 9.
9? In a row?
No, all at once. They were judges.
9 judges? Well, what did you do, for Pete's sake?
I entered a beauty contest.
Oh. Who won it? Some blonde?
Don't blondes win every contest?
Now then, was there any particular question you wanted to ask me?
Yes. Look in your do-funny here and tell me where I'm going to sleep tonight, will you?
No place to go?
No, ma'am?
No money at all?
Well, I have the 38 cents I mentioned a while ago, a brand new wardrobe, and a silver cup.
Well, what are you going to do?
I kind of hoped you'd tell me.
Tried to find a job?
Naturally.
No family?
Oh, I have a grandfather in Texas, but Grandpa doesn't approve of beauty contests. He says he can't figure why a female should win a prize just for having everything in the right places. He thinks he's a character.
Won't he even send you the fare home?
Oh, I suppose so, if I'm properly chastened and admit enough times that I'm wrong. I had a ticket, but I sold it. I suppose I shouldn't have, but... I live on a hog farm right outside of High Water.
Where's that?
Right outside of Waco. That's right outside of Fort Worth. That's been the history of my life, Madame Zenobia, right outside of. Can't you see I've got to be inside of for a change? Well, they don't know there's a war on in High Water except there's a ceiling price on hogs. That's why I entered the beauty contest.
Because of the price of pigs?
No, you see, the winner of the national contest was to get a contract entertaining in USO camps.
Oh, you're an entertainer. Well, what do you do?
Well, I twirl ropes and shoot cigarettes out of people's mouths.
What people?
Well, I thought probably soldiers, volunteers from the audience.
Well, maybe it's a good thing you lost that contest. Our army could have been wiped out.
Oh, no, I'm really a good shot.
What's your name?
Tony Gerard.
Well, if you're half as good a shot as you say you are, I may be able to get you a job shilling Pop Tippett's pitch.
Shilling who's what?
Pop Tippett's. He operates the shooting gallery next door. You see, all you have to do is act like you're a customer. Do enough fancy shooting to attract a crowd, leave, come back, and do it all over again. Like a decoy.
Well, it isn't exactly what I came to New York for, but it's the best offer I've had today.
Say, I've got a room in the back where you can bunk until something comes along that you can get inside of.
Oh, you're awfully kind.
Don't kid yourself. You've got quite a future. Maybe I want to tie in with it.
Well, did you see that in the crystal ball?
No, baby. I saw that when you crossed your legs. Let's go and talk to Pops.
Here, all folks, step right up, 12 shots for a quarter. I can't let a little girl like this show you up. How about you, son?
No, I'll take it. Show you how.
Cuts down the haze. How much?
50 cents, lady. That's pretty good shooting for a gal.
That's pretty good shooting for anybody.
Too right it is. Come back again, lady.
Gosh, ain't she pretty, Dad?
Don't you ever go thinking a woman's pretty who can shoot like that, Dudley.
it is.
Oh, what a neighborhood. Good heavens, please.
Please, fortune tellers, what's the difference?
I don't suppose you'll go in with me, Brad?
Nope. Long trips across water always make me seasick. And I've absolutely no desire to meet a tall, dark man.
Well, if she tells me I'm going to, I'll tell her I've got one.
Keep your tongue in your cheeks, beautiful. Time and change. Remember when Mal and Millie used to play across the street?
I remember when Gypsy Rose Lee was playing on this side. Remember when we could drive this car every night in the week with tickets for speeding.
Yeah, those were the good old days.
How about you, little lady? Step right up. You don't hurt a pretty girl to learn to shoot straight, you know. How about you, little lady? Step right up.
Huh?
I said, how about you, little lady?
Oh, sure we got time. Come on.
Well, I don't know if you should, boss. After all, democracy's one thing, but if you go shooting in public with your chauffeur, people are liable to think you lost your job.
Now, wait a minute. When you owned that bowling alley and I was going to school, I worked for you, didn't I?
Well, sure, but that was so we could be a lawyer.
Okay, so now we're a lawyer. Come on, I'll shoot you for $1.
Could you make it 15 as a sort of a loan?
15.
I really need it very bad, boss. After all, what's 15 fish to a big man like you?
15 fish.
50 cents if you're through shooting, laddie.
Oh, no, I'm not. Not nearly through.
Oh, thanks. Who's the gal this time?
Same girl, if it's Janai.
Ah, she's two-timing you with that policeman.
Oh, no, he's her cousin. She assured me. Practically. Couldn't you advance it to me out of your income tax?
No, definitely. Take Mussolini.
That bum.
3 shots.
Two out of 3. Sure.
You put him back? You owe me $1.
You're ruining me.
Shoot you for 5. Give you a chance to get even.
Yeah, but what about the 15? The loan. Her tonsils hurt her. She can't swallow.
Well, that's fine. She should be very cheap to take out to dinner. $5?
Well, all right.
Now, why should I see bubbles?
Good heavens, I don't know.
Oh, look. Look!
What's the matter?
Can't you see? Why, it almost blinded me. A great emerald. An emerald in the bubbles. Are you kidding? Shh. The man is trying to tell me something. Why, this man is your husband. He's very young, and yet he's passed on. He's...
Now, look here, lady.
Shh. He's telling me you've lost the emerald. He's asking you to come into the bedroom. Are you sure it's Jack? Then into the bathroom.
Bathroom?
Then into the pipes.
Mercy, Jack's gotten whimsical, hasn't he?
$15. Must have gotten something in my eye.
Thanks, sucker. Hey, somebody's blowing our horn.
So long.
Thanks. His eyes got better.
Yes, nice, aren't they? Now, that's what I mean, Mr. Tibbets. He's got all 6 of them.
All 6 of which? What?
Well, he's generous, he's got a sense of humor, he's obviously successful, but he's not high hat. He's good looking. And he's a gentleman, he's not a wolf.
How do you know that?
Because he didn't even look at me.
Maybe he's got low blood pressure. Try it over, mister.
Well, did you know where your ring was?
He certainly did.
I'll bet.
Where have you been?
Fixing it for Jania's tonsils.
Who? What were you doing, shooting them off?
It's my girlfriend.
Oh, yours. I wish shooting didn't make me so nervous. Do you know her, Brad?
No, why?
Oh, never mind. Let's go, Biff. I want to make a date with a plumber. I'm so sorry to get you up in the middle of the night like this.
Oh, that's all right, lady. Any time of the night or day. My motto is keep 'em flowing. Oh, here we are. I guess this is what you're after.
Oh, Brad.
A little gooey, ain't it?
Oh, Brad, she saw it in the crystal ball. She even saw it gooey.
She ought to serve towels with her visions.
I promised her $100 and give this man $100 too, or $5 or something.
We'll settle for 10, huh?
Well, now what do you think of fortune tellers?
I think you should take your rings off before you wash your hands.
Oh, you are an unbeliever. Well, anyway, I can be grateful to Madame Zenobia for one thing. She did get you up here. Isn't it nice?
Yeah, me and the plumber, beautiful.
Oh, why doesn't he go?
You don't really think that woman saw your ring in that crystal thingamajig, do you?
Well, if she didn't, how'd you know it was where it was? And how'd you know I had a dead husband? She told me that, too.
Well, in about 30 seconds, she could look you up in the social register.
Well, my ring wasn't in the social register. It was in the drain pipe.
Oh, Joe, for an intelligent girl...
I'm not the least intelligent, thank heaven. I don't believe in women being intelligent. That's a man's job. Women shouldn't think, they should just feel. I know, Brad, I feel awful good. I wish you'd find out sometime.
Oh, make it all right?
Yeah, sometimes it takes a little doing, but I always say just keep right at it.
That's what I always say, too.
Oh, thanks. Well, good night, Mr. Ainsley.
Good night. Hey, I'm not Mr... Call me Mr. Ainsley. How do you like that?
I'd like it fine.
You like to embarrass me, don't you? But let me give you a piece of friendly, unasked, and valuable advice. Sometime you may get embarrassed.
Meaning?
Meaning, don't be a flirt. You might get hurt. Good night, Joe.
Good night, darling.
I wonder what a man like that would be like to talk to.
Men are men. They've all got the same talk.
But a man like that, I wonder how he'd say it.
Say what?
Well, you know, the things men say.
Well, it might come out with blue ribbons on it, but it would all add up to the same old heave-ho.
Madame Zenobia, why should shooting make Mrs. Ainsley nervous?
Her husband was killed in a hunting accident.
Oh.
I don't know what he was hunting.
Oh, then that man isn't Mr. Ainsley.
Well, it won't be her fault if he isn't someday. His name's Kavanaugh. He's trustee for her estate or her attorney or something.
Some women have all the luck.
Say, those judges were nuts.
Thanks. You wouldn't think so if you'd seen that blonde. She bombed from a very low altitude.
Yibbity, bibbity, zibbity, zab. Yibbity, bibbity, knobble. Knobble in, knobble out, knobble over the water spout.
I don't know what good it does to give you information.
I told Mrs. Ainsley to take an option on the property, didn't I? I even went into a trance for her. And you know that's very hard on me.
Nobody you got ants in your trance. I'm sorry. But if she don't do it in the next day or so, the government will already have it. They're getting so they move fast.
I wish people would stop using this for an ashtray.
That dame don't buy it. You get no split from her. I get no split from you.
She'll buy it. I told her there was oil in the land.
Oil? That lawyer of hers will never swallow oil, Nobby.
Yeah, I've been thinking it's him. I gotta convince that lawyer. Now, where did I put that ectoplasm?
You're dreaming again.
Oh, there it is.
You know very well he won't consult no fortune teller.
Listen, I've got an invite to that Navy Relief Bazaar. And I've got ways.
What way?
Oh, shut up, will you? Come on, give me a boot.
Oh, come on, Crystal. If I'm ever going to see him again, give me a sign. I got it. Oh! Oh!
Let me out of here! What happened? You pull it out from under me, Paulette.
I didn't.
Let go of me.
You fell down.
Oh, I did it again.
Oh, what did you do?
I got a cheap sacroiliac. Won't stay in place. Oh. Go for a doctor, Dusty.
Did you break it?
It can get put back. Don't look so worried. I'll be all right in a week or so.
It ain't you. I'm worried about the lawyer. What about the bazaar? You can't go.
Why, you dog. Here I sit with a broken back and you...
Oh, I wish I could do something to help.
Oh, thanks, baby.
What are you going to do, Novi?
Say,
What's the matter?
Yes, what's the matter? Oh, I just put this on for fun.
it's Christmas, Dusty.
You think so?
She's a bright kid. She won't muff it.
Okay, I guess you know what you're doing. Somebody's got to go. I'll bring the doc back. Merry Christmas, kid.
What did he mean by that?
He's just glad because you're going to get to go to a party.
To a party?
Yeah. There's the invite on the table. Read it.
Madam Zenobia, this is those people, those men, that men. It's that man. Well, I might get a chance to see him close. Do you suppose I might?
Certainly you will. That's why you're going. And while you're talking to him, I want you to give him a bit of advice for me.
Talking to him?
I want you to go to this bazaar in my place. With that veil over your face, nobody'll ever know the difference.
Oh, I couldn't. Well, I don't know the first thing about it.
You don't have to if you stick to just plain crystal gazing. Naturally, you couldn't materialize or anything like that.
Oh, but Madam Zenobia, what if Mrs. Ainsley should come in or anybody you'd read for before? They'd know it wasn't your voice, wouldn't they?
That's a cinch. Use a control.
Oh, but I wouldn't have the faintest idea where to get one.
Make 'em up. Use an Indian. That disguises the voice better. Most mediums use Indians anyway.
Why?
I don't know why. I don't know why Indians should get so all-fired smart just because they died. Oh, I'll tell you all the things to say.
All right, Madam Zenobia, I'll try. It's almost like fate, isn't it?
Fate's fine, as long as you take it by its own two horns and make it come your way.
I see what you mean.
Oh, and there's another thing us mediums always take care of. You know, being psychic is all right as far as it goes, but make a note of the sponsors that are going to be there. Look 'em up in the library. There's an old saying that goes, the wisest prophets make sure of the event first. So after you get all the dope out of the books, do a little legwork for the personal stuff.
Well, you know, I'm so amazed that the mayor should be interested in my nervous system. Mercy.
Well, it seems since recent events and everything that there are all kinds of new jitters and things, and we just wondered if you had any particular idiosyncrasy that you'd never told anyone.
Well, let's see. Well, I can only think of one thing. Goodness. Why, it's something I've never told a living soul.
Oh, but that's exactly what I mean. That's what we're anxious to find out.
Well, I'm a phobophobe.
You're what?
A phobophobe. That means I'm afraid of being afraid.
I see.
Well, I don't understand it either, but according to psychoanalysts, it's all because I was a child. I was a very homely little girl. Well, I know you'd never know it to look at me now, but my mother used to hide me when company came. Now I hide myself.
You hide yourself?
Like mad. Well, it's colored my whole life. I hide from Mr. Smythe, you know. At first he thought it was a game, and he rather enjoyed it. But he finally discovered that I was a phobophobe. Oh, it was a shock to him.
Well, I'm sure it must have been. What did he do?
Oh, he hides too now. Yes, we haven't seen each other in ages.
How do you do? I'm from the Office of Civilian Defense, and I'd like to ask you a few questions about your household.
We got sand.
Yes, but just who lives here? I mean...
Well, me and the boss, Mr. Kavanaugh, we live here. I'm Biff Carter. And we got candles, too.
Oh, that's fine. Well, now, could you tell me something about Mr. Cavanaugh? Something in particular, I mean.
Well, you an air raid warden?
Well, not exactly, but in case anything should happen to Mr. Cavanaugh, I mean, in case anyone should want to identify him. Has he any birthmarks or anything like that?
Marks, huh?
Yes. Well, for instance, on your report, it says extremely well-developed biceps and beautiful chest.
It says that about me?
But there's nothing at all here on Mr. Cavanaugh.
Oh, well, I guess they're right about me, all right. Yeah, I'm cleaning silver. Come on in.
Thanks.
Yeah, I try to keep in pretty good shape. Every morning.
Yes, but about Mr. Cavanaugh.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the boss has got marks, all right, but he's pretty sensitive.
Why? They don't show, do they?
Oh, no, ma'am. Them marks is just something between him and me.
Well, that's fine. What are they?
Buckshot scars. Give me a pencil. They're the darndest looking things. They, yeah. Yeah, that's the boss as only him and me know him.
Well, could you tell me, I mean, where he has them exactly?
Well, if you was a little boy and you'd stolen a watermelon and you was running away from a farmer that was mad...
Yes, I see.
Danish silver.
Hello, Sugarfoot. This ought to be nice pickings tonight. Sweet, sweet charity. Your booth's downstairs near the kissing bugs. O'Brien, put some gin in a water glass. When you get time, take it to the fortune teller. In her business, she needs to keep a whistle wet.
Okay, Foster. Hello, Lorraine.
Take a chance on a kiss, Mr. Cavanaugh? He never does. Take my word for it.
It's going good. The whole works for the relief of Navy widows.
We'll give the Navy so much money they can afford to put more material in those pants.
Yes, thanks.
How do you do? I said, how do you do? Well, don't you talk?
I'm being controlled by a southern lady, a spirit. Controlled, that's me.
Really? Well, of course, I don't believe a word of it. But in for a penny, in for a pound. Go ahead.
Well, I see you doing something very peculiar.
Peculiar?
You are hiding under a sofa. And there's a man, it's your husband. He's looking and looking for you, but he can't find you. Well, he says he hasn't found you for years.
Why, it's amazing. Simply amazing. Why, that's something I've never told a living soul.
And I see something else. There's another man. And he's here.
Oh, what does he look like?
Of course, they're impossible people, but you were perfectly sweet. By the way, Brad, thanks for fixing up that property deal for me.
Oh, don't thank me. It's your money. But why anybody would want to...
Why, you're going to be awfully jealous when I've got so much oil I'm brewing my own gasoline.
Joe, I've seen her. You've never heard such... The things she told me. Ooh, Madame Zenobia. Things I've never told a living soul, Joe.
You see, I've been telling you, that woman has a really rare gift.
Yeah, I like mine rather well done.
She's looking for a man, Joe.
Aren't we all?
No, but a particular man.
I repeat, I bet she'd tell you how good I'd be for you.
I don't need a fortune teller to tell me that.
And he's here. She says she senses it. That he's in this room and that she has a terrific message for him.
Well, who is he?
Why, this is a picture of him, though I can't make head or tail of it.
Well, let me see. Maybe I'll recognize him. Oh. Hard looking, isn't he?
I presume it's some kind of spirit code, don't you?
What is it? Where'd you get this?
From Madame Zenobia. Why, do you know him?
Oh, no, certainly not. Would you excuse me?
Well,
Hello. You Madame Zenobia? I beg your pardon? Hiccups?
Me controlled by he big Indian.
Oh. Well, somebody told me that Veil Over Face had a message for me.
Good, White Chief seat himself, huh?
How did you know about these?
Big engine got eyes. Out of this world sees things.
You mean you can see these?
Plain as you sit there.
Well, I'll be darned. I'll be darned.
Now, White Chief, listen to Big Engine message.
All right, what is it?
Big Engine see White Chief's lady drowning in oil. Property spring leak. Oil make everyone heap much rich. You must buy it for lady.
I've already bought it.
Oh.
And I might add that you have pretty second-rate visions, Chief. There is no oil within 300 miles of Pell County. What's the matter? What's the matter? Here, some water.
No. Wait. Big Engine got another message.
Oh, I've had enough messages. Thank you very much.
About those.
About these? Say, how did you know about those? What do you do, hide in the woodwork and peek?
Big Engine. Big peeker. White Chief got much pleasure coming soon.
Really? What kind of pleasure?
Squaw pleasure. Big Engine see red-headed squaw take White Chief in camp.
What do you mean by that?
Next day, tomorrow, you meet her. Love arrow, sing! Eating tent.
Look, would you speak English, please?
Big Engine American, no talk foreign language.
Oh. And you see I'm going to meet a girl tomorrow, a red-headed girl in a restaurant.
Remember, red head. Chomping on apple.
Well, you see, there are two reasons why that can't happen. First, tomorrow is Saturday, and I'm going to take the afternoon off to play golf. Second, I eat in the men's grill, and there are no red-headed squaws allowed. So I'm afraid your little vision is going to be chomping her apple alone.
A White Chief will see. Eating tent tomorrow.
Sorry to disappoint Big Indian. Ugh. Well, I'll be at the golf club for anything important. You know, I feel kind of guilty taking the afternoon off.
Oh, nonsense. You've got it coming. The man from the War Production Board will be here for his contract. It's okay, isn't it?
Well, practically. I changed one paragraph, you'll notice. So long.
Mr. Cavanaugh's office. Hey! It's Mr. Stukoff, and he wants to talk to you. You better talk to him, Brad. He's raving. A customer found a mouse in her teapot, and she's threatening to sue him for everything he has.
Customer what?
Found a mouse in her teapot.
Hello, Mr. Cavanaugh. What's the trouble? Oh, good heavens, man. That mouse in the teapot gag is the oldest dodge in the world. Just give the customer her lunch free and give her $10 and tell her never to come back.
But she don't want a free lunch. She don't want the $10. I offered her a $20 even. She says her appetite has been spoiled for the rest of her life, and I should get my lawyer.
All right. It's nearly on my way, so I'll be there. Call the club and say I'll be an hour late. She'll have more than a mouse in her teapot before I'm through with her.
Here is the crooked lady with the mouse, Mr. Cavanaugh. Here. Now, you tell her.
Oh, yes.
My name is Tony Gerard. How do you do?
How do you do? Mr. Stukoff tells me you've had a little trouble.
Well, it's a little disconcerting to reach for a tea bag and come out with I can't even say the word, a tail that long.
Mr. Cavanaugh, there is no mouses in my restaurant.
Did you see it?
Yes, I seen it. But Mr. Cavanaugh, she must bring it with her. No mouses in my restaurant.
Did you bring it?
Do I look like the sort of person who carries a dead... Well, do I, Mr. Cavanaugh?
Well, no, you don't. But Mr. Stukov certainly doesn't either.
No.
How about you?
Oh, no mouses, Mr. Cavanaugh. I put in the tea bag my own self.
And I suppose that the tea bag sprouted that tail. Whiskers, too, Mr. Cavanaugh, and it stared at me. Oh, it was awful.
Well, there's always a way of handling these things. Now, what would you consider suitable...
What?
How much?
Oh, I didn't really want to sue Mr. Stukov. I just thought he should be taught a lesson so that it would never happen again. It was horrible, you know. I'll probably never be able to eat again.
I see. And you'd be willing to sign a release in exchange for suitable apologies?
Oh, perfectly.
Well, it seems very funny to me, Stukov. If nothing was wrong, that a person of Miss Gerard's obvious breeding would...
I don't know nothing about breeding, Mr. Cavanaugh. But I do know about mouses in my own restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
If she had a mouse in her teapot, she'd put it in her own self.
Mm-hmm.
For what purpose?
Yes, she's perfectly right, you know. What possible reason could she have for deliberately bringing a dead mouse into your restaurant?
Please.
I'm sorry. But you heard her say yourself she wants nothing at all from you except maybe to frighten you into cleaning this place up a little bit.
Mr. Cavanaugh!
Yes, if it were a mouse this time, who knows what it might be next time.
Exactly.
The teapot is only so big.
Miss Gerard, if this hasn't upset you too much, how about having lunch with me? Somewhere else.
Mr. Cavanaugh!
Oh, no, thank you very much. I'm really not hungry. Every time I close
I know.
my eyes...
Don't think about it. I was on my way out to the country club anyway, and I thought the drive might take your mind off it.
Well...
I have an extra pint of gasoline. I'm driving a kiddie car.
All right, I will. And please forget this ever happened, Mr. Stukov. I'm certain it wasn't your fault. Not with those eyes.
You are fired.
I'm fired.
I am fired? Dunking dead mouses in lovely young ladies' teapots.
Mr. Stukov!
Where you from, Miss Gerard? Oh, Texas, huh?
Deep in the heart of.
I suppose you find New York quite a bit different.
Well, not very. In Texas, it's the coyotes that howl. Here, it's wolves.
Well, you can't really blame them, you know. Waving red hair in front of a wolf is dangerous business. Say! Nothing. You don't believe in destiny having anything to do with anything, do you?
Certainly not. I believe things happen because you take them by the horns. Why?
Oh, nothing. Well, I'll be darned. You know, it's the first time I've been in Stukov's restaurant for over a year.
I don't blame you. It's certainly a filthy place.
Yeah, but today, of all days, well, I'll be darned.
What are you talking about?
To tell you the truth, I'm not clear about it myself, but it gives me a wonderful feeling of irresponsibility.
What do you mean?
Well, I can't help you. You're not my fault at all, you see.
No, I don't.
Well, I mean, we've just got to relax and let it happen.
Let what happen?
I think I remember a service station about half a mile up the road. You want to wait here?
No. See, I thought all rich people had spare tires.
Well, if I had a rubber band, I could retread it myself. Come on, a walk will do us good.
You know what? I feel like a squaw walking behind you like this.
You do? You do?
I don't suppose you have any Indians in New York.
As a matter of fact, I have a very good friend who's an Indian.
For goodness sake, you have?
He knows you, too.
Me?
You know what he said?
What?
He said you're going to give me heap big pleasure.
He said what?
Well, not exactly the way it sounds. You see, he doesn't speak English very well, and besides that, he's dead.
Oh, well, that must be fun, running around with a dead Indian.
He's wonderful, as a matter of fact. I keep him in a lamp. Every time I want something, I just rub him.
Oh, how handy.
Oh, very. He's my genie with the long black hair. You don't have a date with anybody else tonight, do you, Tony?
Oh, no. Oh, yes.
Huh?
Well, I haven't got a date exactly, but I can't go out nights. I have to read to my old aunt every night. At least every night for a week or so.
Can't she read for herself?
No, you know, it's a funny thing. She can read for other people, but not for herself.
Yes, that is funny.
Isn't it? Afternoons, though.
No, I think I'd better take you home. It's getting pretty late.
All right.
Where do you live?
You don't need to take me home. I can take a taxi just as well.
Oh, don't be silly. Where do you live?
Well, for goodness sake, I didn't realize it. I live right here.
Right here.
There. Well, goodbye, Mr. Kavanaugh.
Oh, I'll go in with you.
Well, yes. Well, goodbye, Mr. Kavanaugh.
Oh, I'll go up with you.
Oh, no.
No, I certainly will.
Oh, but I'd so much rather you wouldn't.
Hmm?
Well, I mean, it's so much trouble for you. The apartment is way up.
Oh, I can make it all right.
But then you have to come all the way down again.
Well, that's life.
Yes.
Here you are.
What floor, please?
What floor?
5.
5.
New boy. Oh, here it is. Oh, well, goodbye, Mr. Kavanaugh. Sorry I can't ask you in. My aunt, she's not feeling very well. Really, I can't.
That's all right. I didn't ask to come in. Forget your key?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I did. You know, I'd better go downstairs and telephone up.
What about the doorbell?
Oh, no,
Right
she
here.
can't stand the noise of doorbells.
What about the noise of the telephone?
You bet. I mean, well, she says you can always hang up on trouble if it comes on the telephone, but if it's at the door, well, there it is.
Yeah. Maybe the door's unlocked.
Oh, no.
No?
No, she has perfect phobia. She never leaves the door unlocked. Never.
She did this time.
Yes, she did, didn't she? Well, goodbye, Mr. Kavanaugh.
This whole place looks like a broken-down gin mill.
Oh, but darling.
Oh, yes. When I'm home, you have to work every night. But I can't turn my back and go to Mother's for one day without you filling this apartment with your drunken friends. Friends, huh?
Sweetheart, listen. They were your friends, too.
Oh, they were they? Well, who were they?
Well, there was, Oh.
Hello.
I suppose I've seen her before.
Well, she's not one of the...
What are you doing here?
What are you doing here?
Well, you see,
You bet I see, but you didn't expect to see me, did you?
No, I didn't. Well, I have to go now.
Well, just a minute.
Just a minute. What did you come here for?
Well, whatever she came here for, she's leaving without.
Oh.
Oh!
Angela.
Oh! 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 And don't come back, get me? Oh!
Oh, my good dress. Oh, shut up.
What do you think of that, Chi-Chi?
Oh, Bev,
Yeah, boss.
if you knew a girl that, well, supposing Ifrich and I had told you that she could only go out with you afternoons, not nights, what would you think?
Well, I probably figure she had herself a better guy, boss.
Now, don't be an idiot. This girl's only been in New York 2 days. She doesn't even know anyone.
All right, don't get sore. I was only trying to analyze it for you.
Well, don't analyze.
Okay. Say, boss,
What?
you and the widow, I mean, Mrs. Ainsley, you having dinner here or going out tonight?
We're going out. But she's stopping by here for cocktails first.
Can I have the night off then?
Yes.
Thanks.
Oh, on your way, take some flowers to someone for me, will you? I'll write a note to go with them. Camellias.
Sure, boss. You know, I kind of go for them gladioles.
Camellias, huh?
Service center's around the corner.
My good man, please.
Oh, I forgot something, George.
Yes?
Oh, flowers. For the lady.
Oh.
From Mr. Kavanaugh.
Who is it, darling?
Thanks for the beautiful afternoon. Some night when you don't have to read to your old aunt.
Let's let it happen again.
Who are the flowers for?
They're for you, darling.
Oh.
From Mr. Kavanaugh.
That's right.
Well, who's Mr. Kavanaugh?
Now, don't give me that who's Mr. Kavanaugh. So I'm your old aunt, am I? So you've been going to matinees, have you? Well, you can take these back to Mr. Kavanaugh and tell him to plant his little flowers in some other garden.
Oh.
You're very fortunate. The last one had her clothes torn right off of her.
Look out!
Oh, no.
Oh, will you excuse me, Joe?
Certainly.
What happened? Well, your phone-headed dope, you got the wrong apartment.
No, I didn't. It was the one you said.
You probably had the wrong building, too, and the wrong street.
Maybe I was in Chicago, too. Now, listen, boss.
Did you ask whose apartment it was?
Oh, I didn't, boss. It was the
There's
same
no
one.
old man in that apartment. She's living with an old aunt of hers.
Is that so?
Who's living with an old aunt?
What? Why, an old uncle, of course.
Who else?
Those for me.
Why, sure. Though that's going out to dinner and everything, you know, a woman likes to wear flowers once in a while.
How sweet.
He got a little bent. It's...
Oh, what a lovely corsage. Too bad I'm not a horse.
How you...
Be right out.
Yes.
Oh, are you going in there?
Yes, why?
You don't mind if I watch, do you?
Yes, what is it?
Oh, I beg your pardon. My name is Brad Kavanaugh, and I...
So, you're Brad Kavanaugh.
Yes, and I was under the impression a young lady lived here.
Yes, she does. And I'm her old aunt. She has to read to every evening. And from now on, she's going to read to me every afternoon, too. You wolf!
You were the best of any of them.
Thank you. Back in about an hour.
Why, Mr. Kavanaugh, of all people.
How do you do?
We haven't seen very much of you lately, have we? We wondered if we'd done something.
9. Tony, I met your old aunt.
You met my old aunt?
Mm-hmm. And next time, tell her she needs a shave. And if she's going to sock anybody, to stay there and fight like a man. Coward.
Oh, you know these pioneer women.
That man was no woman. He was no pioneer in that apartment either. He was very much at home. If you're married, why didn't you say something? You don't think that would make any difference to me, do you?
Oh, dear, I've been wanting to tell you about the man in that apartment. You see,
Floor.
Excuse me. Wait a minute. Oh, I don't live there at all. I never did live there.
You never did?
Oh, no. No, I was entirely in the wrong building. I was even in the wrong street.
Now, please.
Oh, you see, if you'd been brought up on a hog farm, I get mixed up.
Give me some aspirin.
Gee, it's like being lost in the woods or something. All these trees, these buildings, they all look alike. I'm sorry you got hit.
Then you're not married.
Oh, no, I saw that man. He hit me, too. I mean, she tore my dress off. She thought I was a burglar. Where are we going?
I'm going to take you out and beat you to death. Hey, come here! Tony,
What?
you know what I'm doing?
What?
I'm paging my dead Indian.
You only did that when you wanted something.
That's right.
Well?
Well, what?
Well, go on. Say it.
Do I have to say it?
I wish you would.
Do you, Tony?
You see, I've never heard it out of the top drawer with blue ribbons on it. Brad, that waiter is neither one of...
Yeah, Stuka fired him.
Oh, dear.
Oh, it's all right. He started work here the next day.
Oh, that's good. Did you fix it?
Yeah, he just didn't look the type who would dunk a mouse any more than you did. You can always tell.
Yes, I imagine you can.
Why, there's Brad Kavanaugh. Brad? Where? Oh, so it is. Well, darling.
Well, an attorney can have clients. He told me he was working on a big case that was in pretty bad shape.
You're sure it isn't a small case with a pretty good shape?
Well, the music certainly stopped, didn't it?
The music?
Well, it wouldn't have hurt it to have played just a little longer. Just until you...
Until I what?
Until you said it.
No, it's just that I have a feeling I've met her or seen her somewhere before. Oh, I guess not. Maurice.
Yes,
Would you lend me your pad and pencil, please?
Yes.
Thank you.
Why is it women always have to have words?
Well, words are like things you get that you put in little boxes, you know, so afterwards you can take them out and look at them.
Tony.
Mr. Kavanaugh.
Yeah.
This is for you, sir.
Oh, thank you. Excuse me?
Something funny?
Well, sort of. A little joke between Mrs. Ainsley and me. Mrs. Ainsley was the one who went out, the pretty one who waved.
Oh, do you think she's pretty?
Don't you?
I'm sure I don't know. I didn't even notice.
I think she's very pretty. Very charming, too. She used to be married to Jack Ainsley, my best friend.
What happened to him?
Oh, he's dead.
Did she kill him?
I don't think that's very funny.
Oh, well, anyway.
It was a hunting accident.
Oh, which left her very rich and lonely, I suppose.
As a matter of fact, it did, yes. Look, let's not squabble about it. We're just good friends, that's all.
All right, Brad.
She just doesn't have anybody but me. She's always alone and, well, sort of lives within herself. Just before Jack died, he asked me to take care of her. Even suggested it'd be nice if we both, eventually.
How do you know he said that?
Joe told me.
Please pass the salt.
Now, what do you mean by that?
Well, of how men can be so simple. Good night. True Boy knows more about women than you do.
And who is True Boy?
One of Grandpa's hogs.
Hogs?
Well, hogs are very nice people, thank you. You wouldn't catch one of them going around telling somebody they loved them when they were going to eventually somebody else.
And who did I go around telling them I loved them?
I suppose you weren't whooping for your dead Indian right out on that dance floor.
When and where I whoop for my dead Indian is my affair, I believe. And what that's got to do with telling anyone I love them, I don't know.
Well, you coyote! Let me tell you something. If that's the way it comes out of the top drawer, you could just slam it.
Waiter.
Yes, sir. Stick from the pasta. Oh, hello.
She's gone again.
Yes, sir. I see that, sir. I'm all right. Perfectly all right.
Oh, I suppose I shouldn't have told him exactly what I thought of her.
Men are funny about that. The more you run a woman down, the more you build them up.
I found that out.
They don't like temper and tears, fainting away, threatening suicide, and general jitters.
Those things make me sick to my stomach.
Men, too.
Yeah, but she gets to see him all the time, and I get afternoons. How can you make a man fall in love with you in the afternoon?
What's the matter with evenings? Have they quit having them?
No, but I can't go out nights. I've got a job, and I can't let Madame Zenobia down when she's in bed dislocated.
Look, if you think marriage is a maid in the full of the moon, try it. Take a night off.
But how?
Well, we just figure on how much Zenobia will lose, and I'll make it up to her. Is that fair enough?
Oh, you bet.
But by crumbs, you got to make your night out come to something.
Here's your coffee, Pop.
Thanks, Lem.
There's a lady waiting to see Madame Zenobia, Tony.
Okay, thanks, bye, Crumb.
Oh, hello, Madame Zenobia. I've been ringing and ringing. I want to ask you a question. Frankly, my dear, I find myself in the most dreadful situation. I simply had to rush down here and see you. I do need your advice so badly. Now tell me, huh? What's the matter? Sore throat? Oh, I'm so sorry. But you can't look in the crystal ball and give me the answers? Oh, that's fine. Well, Madame Zenobia, just how does one go about hurrying a man into marriage? Frankly, my way doesn't work. I think he's interested in another girl. Oh, it's probably just a cheap romance. I've seen her. Strictly haystack. Yes, I'm sure that's all it is. Anyway, I don't like it, and I'm not taking any chances. So tell me what to do. Go away? Well, I should think that'd be the last thing in the world that... Oh, yeah, he does rather take me for granted, come to think of it. Cry? Get mad? Faint? Is that what it says? Well, if he doesn't come after you, threaten to kill yourself? Well, that seems like strange advice. Yes, I know, but... Well, I've never gone wrong listening to you yet. I'll try it. It's amazing what men will fall for at that, isn't it? I hope your throat gets better. I've had mine out. Here's your money. And if this works, I'll let you dance at my wedding. Goodbye.
Well, that's the end of you, Angel Face.
Any calls?
Oh, you bet.
What do you mean by that?
Mrs. Ainsley called from the village near where she's staying.
I'm sorry I wasn't in. Did she leave any message?
Oh, you bet.
All right. What was it?
Well, she's going to kill herself. Oh, yes, she told me to tell you that. She also told me to tell you that she was crying. But just between you and me, she wasn't.
But why should Mrs. Ainsley say she's going to kill herself?
Well, she misses you. She wants you to come to the country tonight, or else...
She's kidding. Besides, I can't go to the country. I've got work to do. Take a letter, will you?
Go ahead.
Dear sir. Women. One committing suicide, one completely impossible in the business office, and one highly probable. Dear sir. Dear sir.
You said that before, Mr. Cavanaugh.
Oh, did I? Read it back to me, will you?
Dear sir, dear sir, dear sir.
I didn't say that.
Oh, yes, you did, Mr. Cavanaugh.
Now, don't be ridiculous. Why should I say dear sir 3 times?
Well, I imagine for the same reason you wrote Harper and Sons and told them you'd settle for a dead Indian, Mr. Cavanaugh.
Then stop calling me Mr. Cavanaugh.
Mr. Cavanaugh's office. Who's calling, please? Miss Gerard?
Give me the phone. Where have you been? And why in heaven's name do you keep disappearing into thin air the way you do? I might just well be running around with a smoke ring. Where are you?
I'm downtown. Say, if you're not doing anything tonight, I think I could get away. All right. 8 o'clock? No, No, I think I'd better meet you there. All right. Goodbye.
And what can I do for you, you lovely thing?
Mr. Bowman wants to see you, Mr. Cavanaugh, about that property of Mrs. Ainsley's in Pell County.
He does? Well, send him in. Send everybody in. Oh. Well, come in, Mr. Bowman. Come in. Sit right down.
Oh, thank you. You seem very happy about something.
Oh, me? Oh, no. I'm naturally high-spirited. I'm always like this.
Well, I hope I don't spoil it for you.
No, you won't. Tell me, so you're interested in that property in Pell County?
Yes, very. Tell me, how much are you holding it for, Mr. Cavanaugh?
$60,000.
$60,000? A week ago it could have been had for $40,000.
Oh, well, you see, that was before Mrs. Ainsley took an option on it.
Oh, yes, that's right, it was. Tell me, don't you handle all of Mrs. Ainsley's investments for her?
All of them?
See, you handle this one, of course, too.
Of course.
Mm-hmm. No one besides yourself ever gives Mrs. Ainsley any investment advice, then? Is that right? Not under any circumstances?
No one. Well, look here, Mr. Bowman. If you're interested in that property, I'll talk to you about it further at the price I quoted. But otherwise, I'm afraid I'm a very busy man.
Sit down, Mr. Cavanaugh. Sorry to be so nosy, but that's my business. You're a government lawyer. I'm a government investigator.
Oh, and just what are you investigating?
You, Mr. Cavanaugh.
But, Your Honor, how can I be charged with sabotage when I...
Let's call it impeding the war effort, Mr. Cavanaugh. A distinction without much difference.
But even if I didn't know...
You'll have ample opportunity to defend yourself, Mr. Cavanaugh. Until then, you are free on $25,000 bail. You see that everything is in order?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. I'm sorry, but I really must get back to my guests. Good night.
Yeah. I had a date, too.
Oh, good evening.
Good evening, madame.
It's a beautiful evening, isn't it?
We shall see, madame.
Captain, I think I'll wait at Mr. Cavanaugh's table.
Certainly.
Hey, Cap. I'm looking for the lady that's sitting at Mr. Cavanaugh's table.
Yes, sir. Perhaps.
Oh.
You are waiting for Mr. Cavanaugh, madame?
Yes?
Yes. Keep an eye on my hat. I got a message for you from the boss.
Yes, what is it, please?
He can't come.
Thank you. He can't come? Why not?
He had to go up to the country to see Mrs. Ainsley. Hey!
But why did he have to go? Why?
You mean you're her? The air raid ward.
Oh, but that doesn't make any difference. Why did he have to go?
Oh, I don't know. Miss Mills, that's the boss's stenographer. She told me that Mrs. Ainsley told her boss if he didn't come up there, she was going to bump herself off.
And you mean it worked?
Yeah. What worked?
Pretty. Oh, well, I just...
No!
Oh, for heaven's sake. What are you doing?
Look.
Oh, that must have been my lipstick.
I imagine it was. That was my baked Alaska.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry you fell. I guess you stepped on it.
Yeah, I must have. You are my bête noire, madame. My femme fatale.
Well, pluribus unum.
As a matter of fact, it's a very poor baked Alaska. The meringue should be more crisp.
Well, what are you crying for? He's all right. He wasn't hurt a bit.
I'm not crying. Except, you see, this was my night off.
Oh.
But don't you worry about it.
Okay.
Well, good night, Mr. Carter.
Good night. I'll let you know what happens to Mrs. Ainsley.
Never mind. I already know. I'm going to dance at her wedding.
Well, okay. Maybe I'll see you there.
Excuse me, sir.
You got my hat?
Gentleman's hat, please.
Wait a minute. We didn't have anything.
2 couverts, sir. $6.
Oh, well, bring him in. I'll eat him. Now, really? Really?
sure I couldn't tell you. She didn't come to open up at all tonight.
Well, I've got a locator. You see, I
can do a bit of palmistry if that'll help you.
Oh, no. I don't want it for that reason.
Oh, well, in that case, I couldn't help you.
I see. Well, thank you. Know where she lives, do you? I said, you know where she lives?
Oh, she kind of divides the time between the spirit world and downtown, you see. She might be just any place.
But listen,
if she were to pop out of your back pocket, I wouldn't be a bit surprised. She gets around quite a lot that way.
I see. Well, thanks. Good night.
Good night. You look mad.
You told me that fortune teller wasn't here.
She isn't.
Then how'd she write a message all over my windshield?
How do you know she did?
Well, on account of something.
Oh, well, perhaps one of her spirits broke loose.
Oh.
Want to leave any message?
Yeah, tell that old hag she'd better be here when I get back from Connecticut.
Texas. He's going to Connecticut.
I know. Thanks.
I don't want to walk without you.
Hey, look out!
Gee, I'm sorry, mister.
She's amazing. She tried to warn me, you know.
Who?
Not one, but two. I tell you can't argue with a dead Indian.
What'd he say?
The poor guy's delirious. He's arguing with Indians. Come on, give me a hand.
Oh, Pop,
What's
look.
matter?
Right there.
Mm.
I told him.
Look, I'm psychic. Say, if I was right about that, maybe I'm right about those other things.
Pop, maybe he will marry her. I've got to see him right away.
Come back. Sure you got to see him. But first you eat your breakfast. Second, put on your best dress. And third, don't let her get to first base.
Oh, Joe, did Madame Zenobia tell you the government was involved? That they were after that land?
No, she did not. She said what I told you about oil.
But she knew. And she must be getting information from someone. Now, if we can get her to tell us who that is, that would clear me.
Oh, sure.
Ask Biff to come in and help me get dressed.
Oh, Brad, you're not going to with those poor broken ribs.
Just ask Biff to come in, please.
Oh, all right.
Look who's here, boss.
Darling.
Tony!
Oh, what did I do?
Oh.
Probably too soon after his lunch. Oh.
Oh, yes.
Well, if there's anything I love, it's a fascinating conversation like this.
Joe, this is Miss Gerard, Mrs. Ainsley, Tony.
How do you do? I don't need to ask how you do. You seem to do all right. Well, if you're going to get dressed, Miss Gerard and I had better wait outside, hadn't we?
Yes, will you? Don't go away, Tony. Miss Gerard goes away, sort of a habit.
Oh. Well, while we're waiting, I'll see if I can make that habit grow on her. It's my hobby, you know, cultivating rare old habits.
Is it?
Mr. Cavanaugh wants to get dressed, Biff.
I could even see the teeth marks
What teeth marks?
on that Texas kid's throat.
Get my clothes.
Would it be polite for me to ask where we're going?
Oh, I'm sorry, Tony. We're going to see a fortune teller.
A fortune teller?
Yeah, a friend of Mrs. Ainsley's. One Madame Zenobia.
What a crazy name. Egyptian?
Now, Madame Zenobia is all things to all men. To me, she's a dead Indian. To Mrs. Ainsley, she's a stinking traitor.
After all, Brad, you think she'd scuttled a ship or something.
Well, she's scuttled me, hasn't she?
What did she do? Scuttled you? What do you mean?
Oh, this cheap faker who calls herself a crystal gazer. If there's anything lower than a person who uses other people's belief in the supernatural to make money, then it's like stealing in church.
She certainly sounds awful. Well, I guess she's not home. We might as well go, huh?
Not on your life.
Coming? Surely.
Hey! Hello there!
Ooh, nice place to play post office, wouldn't it?
I think there's another room back here.
Oh, no, there couldn't be.
Why couldn't there?
I mean, there couldn't be two rooms like this in the whole world, could there?
Let's take a look, huh? Hello? Hey! Seems to live here.
Yes, she certainly does, doesn't she?
Leads to an alley. What's the matter, Tony?
Well, I don't feel very well. It's kind of close in here, isn't it?
Doesn't smell too good at that.
What can you expect when you, think who lives here?
Yes, what can you expect?
Well, she doesn't seem to be here. I'll have another crack at that old bird next door at the shooting gallery.
Oh,
what's wrong?
I think it's a very good idea.
You've no idea where she is?
Nope. I haven't seen her since she was here last night. She may be gone for good.
But she can't be. All her stuff is there, clothes and everything.
Oh, well, in the spirit world, I don't imagine she'll leave much in the way of clothes.
Hello.
Who's your friend?
Maybe the boy here knows where she is.
Who? Let her there. Oh, no, he doesn't know anything. One brick short of a load.
Huh?
I see. Well, I'll come back tonight. Thanks.
That's all right.
Go on, girl.
What are you doing to my arches?
But she didn't know you worked for the government. What did she do?
She got Mrs. Ainsley to take an option on a piece of property that she knew the government was going to want.
Brad. Oh,
But I handled it for her. So unless this woman admits that she gave out the information...
But she will.
Huh?
Won't she?
Of course she will. And supposing she won't, so what?
So that's the end of a government career for one B. McDope Cavanaugh, that's all.
Oh.
What's the matter?
Oh, my goodness, I forgot something. I have a very important appointment.
Tony!
Oh.
She does have a habit, doesn't she?
Downtown, please. I'll tell you where to go.
Oh, good heavens.
What's the matter with you now?
Oh, it's insane of me. I completely forgot the most important appointment.
Ah! Say, what is this?
Well, some guys got it and some ain't. You ain't. Just keep trying, brother.
Put your arm around me. Why, you're much taller than I thought you were.
Tall as most of them, I guess.
You look smart, too. I'm almost afraid of smart men.
Phooey. They ain't nothing.
For instance, when I was here a while ago with those people, I had a feeling you knew a lot more than you care to let on about, well, about a lot of things. But you're afraid of the old man, aren't you?
Me? I ain't afraid of nobody.
Oh, I don't know. I'll bet if he told you to keep quiet about something, you'd be afraid to tell it.
Don't know as I would.
Show me again how I hold this gun.
Phooey. I ain't afraid to tell nothing.
But he says you must be getting your information someplace, and he wants to know where, that's all.
Have him look in the crystal ball. That's what I did.
Sure. She's got a little gnome she keeps in there that tells her everything.
Oh, please don't clown about it. It's dreadfully serious. Madam Zenobia, his whole career will be smeared. Oh, you can't leave. You've got to stay and tell him it was you.
And have him dig up a lot of things that might put me and a lot of innocent people that work for me in the clink? No, thanks.
You won't do it then.
I'm sorry, baby. I don't come from nobility. You see, I'm just plain folks.
Then I'll call the police.
Snap out of it. By the time you got to the corner telephone, we'd be gone. Don't you know that?
I'll telephone from here then.
Oh, no, you don't. And don't let her in there, Dusty. Stop her!
You can't stop me.
Okay.
Say!
I sure hope she doesn't call the police.
Listen, you... Let me out of here!
Oh, I beg your pardon. I'm looking for Madame Zenobia.
Huh?
A crystal gazer.
You're kidding, aren't you? That's not really a name, is it?
Never mind, thank you.
Let me out of here! Let me out! Let me out of here!
Why, you big... Oh, what an odd place to keep an appointment. Are you alone? Oh, she seems to be gone. Can't you talk? Oh, I bet your throat's sore again.
No, it isn't.
You were so generous with advice to me. Now let me tell you your future. I'm really worried about you. You can't have him, you know.
Why can't I?
You heard his opinion of cheap fortune tellers, didn't you?
Oh, I don't care. I do care, but
When the government men get Zenobia, and they will, she'll have to tell them that she gave me that property tip, which should clear Brad nicely.
Well, of course it will clear him.
But when they find out also that you work for Zenobia, that you even posed as...
Well, what have I got to do with it?
And that all this time you and Brad have been thick as cream, that you're in love with him, do you suppose for a minute that they'll believe that he wasn't in on the deal?
But they don't have to know that I work for her. Nobody knows except Pop, and he wouldn't tell.
I know it.
I see.
As I told you, my hobby is cultivating rare old habits. That go-away habit of yours. Looks like you're never going to be able to break yourself of it, doesn't it?
All right, Mrs. Ainsley, I'll go away. And you just keep flying after him. Here's your broom.
Oh.
Well, I guess that's about all.
I can't understand why you're running away, Miss Gerard. Why don't you tell Mr. Cavanaugh what you just told me?
Oh, I couldn't. I haven't been very honest, Mr. Bowman, and if I told him I'm none of the things I pretended to be, well, you see, if he ever knew the way I tricked him, I just couldn't.
I think I understand.
Goodbye. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello, Mr. Cavanaugh? I'll have to tell you this very slowly. It seems there are two Madame Zenobias. That's right.
Oh,
I should think so.
well... Now you know.
Come in here. What do you really see in that?
Not a thing.
Then how'd you know about those buckshot scars?
Oh, well, I just looked up.
Looked up from where?
You know, a vision.
Sure I know a vision. I see her wherever I look. Did you know that? I see her when I'm asleep, when I'm awake. I try not to because she's such a cock-eyed little liar. And it's no good. Because I'm in love with her, Tony.
You are?
Oh, Biff! I saw Mr. Cavanaugh's car outside. Did he catch that woman?
Well, somebody caught somebody.
Oh, good. Then I'll come in.
Sorry you can't see the boss right now. He's busy.
Busy? Doing what?
He's deep in the heart of Texas.